That's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. So I have a mic, and I would love to hear your questions. Any question that you have, Encanto, Disney, or music related, or I don't know. Well, let's talk. Not politics. Okay, I have no idea what's going on in the world. I just know that milk is really expensive right now. That's about it. And like, I gotta think twice about the gas. That's it. All right, but take the microphone. I would love to answer your questions. Anyone, just put your hands up. Okay, Sara, vámonos. Hi. Bestie. Yes. We did a little bit. You guys are gonna see it on my TikTok. We
Find us
totally
on
did.
TikTok, yes. I'm Yukita Cosplay on TikTok. Hi guys. Nice to meet you. I got a question for you.
Yes.
Since this was your breakthrough with your voice acting, are you going to continue doing it?
Yes, and there's more projects. There are more projects coming, and I can't really say because I know Lin-Manuel is just gonna pop out of somewhere. So there's gonna be a little surprise for Encanto coming around the end of the year. So eyes and ears, it'll be there. Thank you. All right, let's do it. Okay, back here. Hi, Tiki. Tiki has a question. I'm gonna have to give Tiki the mic. All right. Yes, please, go ahead.
Hi, how are you?
Good.
I mean, it was interesting when you said that you worked with Pitbull and Yankee. I'm Latino, and you already came.
Sí, claro.
I just want to know how did that go with them too? They were both my most favorites. Wait, Baba is more favorite than both of them, but it's still Daddy Yankee is the king. King or is on the king. I want to know how did that go? What's your opinion about them and what's your experience?
Well, with Pitbull, he was amazing because he was on my very first single that I ever had in my records, and he was and still is one of my favorite artists that I've ever had to work with because of the person he is. He is literally, you see him doing his Pitbull thing out there. I mean, he's got his thing down, but as a person, he is one of the most genuine and very laser-focused individuals you'll ever meet. He is a businessman, he knows what he's doing, and he brings joy along with it. And Daddy Yankee, okay, seeing him perform and what he has to go through to bring his talent to all of you guys. If you don't really know his story, he has some, issues with his health, and yet he gets on stage, he's such a force, and he loves to bring the talents of others to the forefront, and he's always making sure he uses people who are dancers or, whatever, so you can see their talents. It's like, it's not all about him, and I love that about Daddy Yankee.
I honestly can relate because there was a guy, his name is Alex Banayan. They made a book about the third door, and he actually interviewed Pitbull. And I don't know if you're aware who the book is. I recommend you, and I recommend all of you. That book is amazing. It's about life. It's like finding the third door. And third door is basically because life is about people think it's about either the entrance with a whole big ass line to enter, and they get the VIP where certain people enter the club. And then the third door is basically finding finding information about the guards and or jumping out of inside the back window,
Exactly, a different way.
It's 1 to 3% of people actually know about the third door. And he made a whole book. He made the guy from Microsoft, Pitbull, Lady Gaga. He interviewed all of these people because he didn't know. He was in college. He didn't know what to do with his life. And no documentary, nothing to actually give him the answers that he needed. So he wanted to make his own book about it. He became an entrepreneur and everything. But I didn't know about Pitbull's backstory because he explained it in the book. And I want to explain it unless you all want to. But literally, it actually switched my mind how I think about Pitbull. It's really important. It's really impactful.
He brought his little girl when we were shooting my first single to the, and she was just looking at me like, "Don't touch my daddy." I was like, "This is where just acting, just acting."
My favorite song is Green Light.
Oh yes.
I appreciate it.
Thank you, and thank you for your comment. Yes, thank you so much. And now, did I see a hand? Or you want to pass her the mic? Yes.
Here you go.
All right, let's see your question. Dímelo. Yes. This. Okay, so this is, if you put your hand behind your ear, it makes everything sound louder. Like even your own voice, like, ah. Ooh, that sounds nice. So it's kind of like when you hear waves. Like waves have this form, so it's like an extra hearing. What? See, that's why. Thank you, that's a great question. Okay.
When did you get the passionage to be like a singer?
Oh, when did I get the passion to be a singer? Okay, this is a really, really good one. I started singing with my mom at church when I was little, and that was the first time that I ever had the microphone. Thank you, so sweet. And I loved it so, so much, and then I got to do it with my mom, and then when I went into school, so for all of you in elementary school, pay attention, because you might just learn the thing that is going to define and set the path for your life, and for me it was music. So when I was in choir, yes, I was a teacher's pet. I have to admit it. I loved school, but I loved it even more for the music programs. So I was always in like music things or musical programs and trying to do all the competitions. And I actually went to high school here in Conroe. My last years of high school were here, so it's nice to be back. Yeah. All right, another question? No question? I see one? Okay, right here. All right. I'll take it from here and then I'll go to you. Okay.
I wanted to ask where you grew up.
I grew up, okay, this is gonna be all over the place, and for anybody who has parents that like to float, you can understand. I was born in Florida, okay? I was born in Florida in Fort Lauderdale, and then I moved with my parents, so we lived in Texas. We also lived in the Virgin Islands, so I grew up also in the Virgin Islands, like probably 3 or 4 years. And so that's how I ended up, I lived in Houston on Westheimer with my husband, and we got married in Texas. I'm a Texas! Woo! I do, I love Texas. And so that is where we got married, and so yeah, I floated between the Virgin Islands, St. Croix, and then Florida and Texas, yes. But my parents did move a lot. Thank you, great question. And I saw your hand. Okay. Yes.
I just wanted to ask, what was your favorite song in Encanto? Like out of all of them, not just yours.
Okay, so yeah, I do love We Don't Talk About Bruno, and I love singing it. And I would have to say, waiting on a miracle, I can't move the mountains. I can't make the flowers bloom. I told you I was gonna sing. I can't take another night up in my room, waiting on a miracle. And I'm too late. Thank you. Oh, thank you. All right, any hands on here? Okay. Yeah.
One of the things I really liked about Encanto and Coco is that it seemed like there was an effort to distinguish the dialects and the accents. One thing I always hate about watching anything like Latino representation is always that same generic freaking accent. Whether, it's like in South America or in Europe or, here in Texas, it's always that same generic. And it seemed like they made an effort to direct y'all to do like Colombian accents instead of just a generic Latin.
Yes, and it's absolutely true. I'm actually 100% colombiana. Yo soy 100% colombiana y sí hablo español 100%. Para que sepan. Y no sé por qué no me dieron la parte en español, porque yo lo pedí. I literally was like, I will do it for free. But you know what? That's going to be in my contract on Encanto too. I'll be like, you're going to hear my voice en español. My mom is actually from Barranquilla and my dad is from Cartagena, and yes, they are trying to be as accurate as possible to the cultures. They're really being very careful, and for this movie, they had a whole team of experts that weren't just there for the dialects, because yo soy de la costa, o sea, la gente que está en la, al mar, where everybody's up the water. But like Felix, he's from a different place. Stephanie Beatriz, she's also Colombian, but from a different place from Colombia. So we all have a different way of speaking, even from the speed to the loudness and words that we say. And they are being very careful with that. And I'm so excited for what's coming. And that is gonna open doors for so many of you who also wanna get into either voiceover or acting. This is the opportunity that you have. You know, stay true to your roots. Find out what they are. Be proud of having those roots because others will also embrace who they are. You know, for so many years, you're just like, well, I'm dark skinned. I can pass for African American. Just don't talk Spanish, like, you know. But now it's like, yes, sí, soy Latina, and I make arepas, and what? It's good. Thank you. All right, another question over here before I go.
Over there.
Okay. All right, right over here. Okay.
So you brought up voice acting and voiceover. Do you have any recommendations for people trying to get started?
Yes, number one, I would say, before you spend your money, let's just start with that, okay? If you're on a budget. If not, I'm like, oh yeah, get a voice coach and you're great. I would say, if you really want to start on a route that you can go at your own pace, number one is study those who you think you're more similar to. The styles that you like. So like if you like a particular anime, go there and then read the script, download some of it. I mean, online, you guys, we don't live in the Stone Age. You can find almost everything online right now. You're like episode 4 of, you know, Demon Slayer, and you'll find the script. Bah, there it is. And then you learn the lines, and then you learn to interpret them in different ways. So like, I'm just gonna pick a phrase to say, like, I'm so hungry. You know, you could be like, I'm so hungry. Or you'd be like, I'm so hungry. I'm so hungry. Same line, different interpretation, different swing. So whenever you say a line, change the tone of your voice. Yeah, you can go really high and be like, oh my gosh, I'm so hungry. My stomach is barking. You know, you can just give it whatever tone that you want, speed that you want, and then you practice that way. Now once you're ready, you're like, okay, I'm ready. Thick skin. I know you think it's gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna go there and I'm gonna get a role and it's gonna be awesome. And it could be for you, but like, it might not. So you gotta be ready for criticism and you have to be ready for rejection. And if you can get through criticism and rejection, you're gonna make it in this business. Actors Access and Backstage.com, those are great places where real casting directors go to look for talent. So if you don't have an agent, that's a great place to start. Thank you. You're welcome. All right, over here, I see 2 hands. Yes. All right, well, let's start with oh, look at that gentleman. Oh my, you're doing whatever you're doing is right. Doing it right. Okay. All right, what's your question, honey?
I love Encanto.
Thank you. I love Encanto too. Thank you, sweetie. Do you have a,
What's your favorite color?
My favorite color is purple. I love purple. And my second favorite color is actually orange. And my third is red. So I get to wear my favorite colors like all the time. Thank you. That was a great question. Would you like to pass the mic over? Look at it. Oh, I love it.
So what made you get into the movie and what made you like actually look it up to be a movie star?
Oh my goodness, I don't know about a movie star. Am I? No, just kidding. Just kidding. Honestly, I never thought something like this would happen. I thought I had already filled a dream. I mean, for a lot of people here that, you know, I don't come from money at all. Like, my family is very simple and very loving and kind. And thank you. So I really had to hustle as an Afro-Latina to make it in music. And so I thought, ooh, hustling days are over. And then I get rewarded with this because now is a day and age where all of us can have an opportunity to be in the limelight. And I absolutely love it. I was not used to people being so open and acceptant like, you know, they are now. And it's beautiful to see how far we've come. And to tell you both, my daughter, one of my kids, and she was 8, and she's also in the film. She's the one that screams out, "She was about to tell us about her super awesome gift!" That's her, and she's running around with the kid with the coffee. So she did a lot of yelling. So it was nice because even though it took me 20 years to get to a place where I could, you know, do the thing that I loved and be successful at it, now my little girl who's 8 is officially signed with an agency and she's booked like 7 things. I'm like, hello, where were those opportunities when I was 8? Thank you. But you know what? She has no notion of money. She's like, so how many gum can I eat with that? How many? No, how much? Let's just start with that. You can buy a lot. So I'm like, no, that's money for you for college. Okay, so you don't have to ask me later. Okay, hand.
Speaking of Bruno, when we were talking about him earlier, where is he?
Okay, Bruno right now, he's getting ready for something big.
Are you sure he's not hiding in the walls talking to the rats?
I think he might be. He's there. Do you? Tell him. As long as he comes out at some point. But don't worry, he's not doing anybody's taxes. I know that for sure. That's your own responsibility. Okay, so hand. Oh, yes. All right, thank you. And like, check this cosplay out on this set. Okay, all 3 of you, come on, stand up, because this whole cosplay, come on. I put a spell on you, and now you're mine. Who does not know Hocus Pocus? All right, introduce your characters here.
Winnie from Hocus Pocus.
I'm Loki from the Marvel Universe.
Yes.
And I'm Daedric Armor from Skyrim.
Yes. Skyrim, you got friends! Woo! And you can't officially bend over because this is a standing only cosplay. All right, question.
What was it like working with Lin-Manuel?
Okay. Lin, I have to say, he is one of the most genuine, down-to-earth people I have ever met. I really think it's because he knows what actually having to struggle to get a dream to come true, you know? I know it might seem like for any of you that you're like, I'm too old, it's no more time for me, or I missed my window. Really, the only one that is putting that in a wall in front of you is you, because there is no limit to the amount of time that you can believe in yourself. Only you can say, my time is done. And that is what Lin did, you know, when he did In the Heights. And when I met him in person, because up to the point that we were recording, everything was through Zoom because of the fact of COVID restrictions. And so when we finally got to see each other at the premiere and I got to see everybody, it was really funny because he surprised me and I kind of turned and we looked like we were going steady. Because he like put his hands out, I was like, oh my gosh. And we got to have a moment and we talked and I told him, wow, like he's really changed everything for us. And I don't know anybody that can make like Converse in a suit look as good as he does. That's how, he's like, hey, if I'm gonna come to something, I'm gonna be comfortable. And so, yeah, I would say he is absolutely amazing and he is as humble as he appears in every interview. He is a truly humble and incredible man. All right, any other questions? All right, I see one. I'm coming to you. Okay. You want it? Okay, here you go.
So my question is...
Oh, wait. Do you know who she's dressed as?
Isabella.
Yes, Isabella, your boyfriend's here.
Time for dinner.
Look at her. Oh, I love it. Look at her. She has her flowers, magical flowers. Okay.
So my question is, there's been a lot of fan content made because of your character Dolores that everyone loves. Do you get a chance, as well as other characters from Encanto, because, you know.
Of course.
Some are more.
It's okay, I get the guy. All right, no hard feelings. No hard feelings, whatever, she didn't even want him.
to watch fan-made content that's based off of characters from the movie, especially Dolores' characters and ones?
I did. I have, and I love looking through like on Facebook or Instagram or TikTok when they make content. One of the coolest ones that I saw this week is that she was made to be in like Alice in Wonderland. So she had like the gooky eyes. Like they were like really gooky, but they were really cool. Like the person did a whole comic series on what Dolores would look like in Alice in Wonderland style. And also, I love fan-made content. So I don't know if you guys know Oreo, or some people call her Orthrio, and she has the Clover series, and she put this petition out on TikTok to be able to do a song with me, and I said yes. And we had such fun doing a song called Turn It Down, oh, could someone please just turn it down? So I don't just love watching the content, I love also being part of it, so.
We'll bear that in mind.
Yes. Oh, am I gonna get phone calls? I just. Yes, mi amor. Yes. I love it. Okay, so what she asked is, what does Dolores eat for breakfast? Dolores eats arepas. That's what see. I understand. She's been hanging out with Tiki. That's what's going on. She knows the language of Tiki.
Where do you live?
Where do I live? I live in Nashville, Tennessee when I'm not in my magical home. So I love Nashville. I love it. That's where all of my other 5 babies are right now. I literally have 5 babies at home. I thought it was so funny when they had me say that line, you know, he wants 5 babies. Because I'm like, yeah, I know what that's like. I'm ready. I'm just saying, live action. Thank you. All right, another question? Anybody else? Now is the time. You want to turn the microphone over to Tiki? You got something? Oh, she's got one. She said it's a good one.
Tiki will eat the microphone.
All right. But I hear her, she's saying. Okay. All right. Okay, I'll definitely tell you. What Mariano was talking about, he was talking about. Right? I know. See, she understands what it is.
I will say,
Yes.
can I talk now? Can I talk now? What I will.
Got lots to say.
You haven't said anything for half an hour. What I will say is, based on what you just said, that it's awesome you have.
She's agreeing with them. It's cool.
I always say she's the one inviting stuff all over the country, not me. It's awesome you have 7 kids.
Yeah.
And really, sincerely, it's amazing. I just have a son, but it's hard enough if you're single to make it to someone you want 7 dates with, let alone 7 kids. And I'll just ask you a question you probably never heard from anybody at a Comic-Con, but besides Trinidad, we also lived in the Virgin Islands. We lived in St. Thomas.
Oh, wonderful.
And you know, living there, they never said Charlemagnola, they'd always say town. So my question, Tiki's question to you is, what was your favorite spot in the Virgin Islands? The one thing that you really, for us it would have been mountaintop.
I love the beach. I would walk there by myself and think of myself as a, Ariel. And I really would. I really did. And so I would walk down to the beach and I would collect what I thought were jewels. That was just broken bottles. But whatever. When I was little, I thought that was the best, and I would put nail polish on all my jewels, and they would stay shiny for hours. All right, I got another one over here. Absolutely. I would love to go trick-or-treating and be like, hi, guess what I want? Chocolate, please. Thank you.
You get make you dress up like that for Halloween?
They probably will. I had to do it for their school, which was awesome. I did. They were like, could you come and talk to the kids in costume? I was like, okay, I will cosplay. So that was really, really fun, because then my daughter wanted to do it too, and then she was asking questions. Who has questions for me? And I was like, okay. All right, she knows what she's doing, so yeah. Any other questions? Now's the time. Oh yes, come on.
I know I asked you this earlier in the VIP panel, but I think everyone would like to know what your very first gig was.
Oh yes, okay, so he was at the VIP, also comes from line of actors. So my very first gig was as the voice of, doing a voiceover for McDonald's, which was, McDonald's, me encanta. It was in Spanish, and I was the voice for McDonald's. ¿La recuerdas? Yeah, la recuerdas. And I honestly never had a gig with the union because I had always just been independent. And so I was telling the story when he was there. I got all these checks in the mail and I thought they were like Publisher Clearinghouse. You remember those? Like you open it up, it's like, you won $1 million. Almost. And it'd be really sad because you're like, it looks like a real check. And so my husband and I went to get the mail and there was like 20 envelopes and they all looked the same and I thought, oh, Publisher Clearinghouse again. So I grabbed them all, threw them in the garbage, and then started walking away, and then my husband goes, hey, why don't you just open one of them? And I was like, okay. And there was like banana peels and trash, you know, let's get the hands dirty. And I got one out, and they were my residual checks, because as actors, you get, you know, like checks from doing gigs, and I did not know that. I thought it was just like demo fee, yay! And yeah, it was a really great year. So yeah, that's where I bit the bug. And my first voiceover role as a character has been Dolores. And I'm forever grateful. Jamie Sparrow Roberts, which was the casting director for this film, who was also the casting director for Frozen, and Wreck-It Ralph, and Raya and the Last Dragon, and Moana. Okay, she knows what she's doing. She's just been there for 25 years or whatever. Yeah, so she was the one that gave me the opportunity to have this opportunity to have the role. And then the directors were the ones that said, yes. So that's why I'm here. Yes, question.
Are you glad you checked it?
I am so glad I did. That would have been so sad. I know, super. I know, I would have been crying. I'd be like, okay, where are the mountains of trash that bin went to? I'm gonna go search it like a crazy person. Thank you. I know, imagine. Toy Story, but for reals now. Oh my goodness, I do. Okay, any other questions? Yes, all right. The mic is yours, you guys. It's hot, it's on. Yes.
The character that you play for, did they animated her first before they chose you for her voice, or?
That's a good one. Well, from when I got called into the project was the last year before they got in. I know Stephanie Beatrice, she had been cast for some time. So she did some evolutions. Like I see it in the Encanto book that it didn't look like the Dolores you know now, which kind of looked like me, yes. I did have multiple cameras when I was recording in our booth that they asked us to have, so that they can get, you know, the little things that you do that you don't know you do, and now they're everywhere so everybody could see it. Yeah, those faces. They got them all, which is kind of cool to see in the character. So when I was doing the voice for my character, I wasn't really going off of a lot of visuals. They would have some, and like they would talk about it, but I did get the opportunity to see animators doing some of the animation live. So they were like doing it, and then boom, it would come up on the screen, and I was like, this is so awesome. And okay, I'm gonna tell you it is really funny. I got to see all of the Encanto song for We Don't Talk About Bruno when they were in their little white jumpsuits. Someone called them tidy whities. They were so cute though. They were singing, they still didn't have clothes, and they were doing the whole choreography. It was very cute. So yeah, I got to see some of the behind the scenes and some of the animation. Like they do work on like the house and all the greenery, and then the characters are already kind of spoken and designed, but then as we record, they start adding those very real and human characteristics into the characters. And I think they do an incredible job, because to be a character in a film, it takes two people. You do have the voice, but then it takes those magicians on the other end with animation to bring it to life. Like if you see Toy Story 1 and then Toy Story 4, like you're like, wow, you know what I mean? Or even Snow White, like now when you look at things today, they have, okay, I'm just gonna plug in Pinocchio live action. Have you guys seen that? It's coming out on Disney Plus on September 5th. It's insane because Pinocchio is animated, but everybody else is real. And it's incredible what they can do. They are really amazing. So yes, it's a team of two people and many others to make this a reality. Anybody else got a question? Yes. Thank you, Tiki. All right.
She wants to know who your favorite character in Encanto is.
Okay, other than Dolores, because I honestly love my character, I would have to say Julieta. Julieta is the one that is Mirabel's mom, and she can heal through food. Imagine. Your kid comes home. Mami, que estaba en los columpios y me caí. Like, I was on the monkey bars and I fell down and I think my arm is broken. And you're like, look, arepita, it's okay. Take it, rock it off, you're fine. You're fine. You would save so much money on insurance, so it's so good. I'm like, yeah, food and free healthcare? Hello, sign me up. Yes. And I love her personality because Julieta's always trying to tell like her mom, like, she's doing the best she can. You know, come on, take it easy on Mirabel. My poor daughter. You know, I love that. Okay, anybody else got a question? Yes.
So you said you love Dolores.
I do.
Do you feel like she kind of personifies a lot of yourself in that character because they kind of modeled after you, but also the character itself? Do you feel that kind of connection, that personal connection with the character?
I have felt a deep sense of love and respect for the character, even more so than ever, because I used to be very loud. And she taught me to love my hair and to love being who I am. And I've really embraced parts of myself that were very shy and timid, and it's okay to be shy. Like I had a little girl that came up to me yesterday and asked me, you know, I want to sing, but I'm very shy. And her parent asked me, and I'm like, I'm shy too. I am very shy, actually. I just know that I love to have exchanges with people. And I'm sure that a lot of us that are in this room are just like, we come out of our shell by being able to be a character or play a character. And that is what music and acting has done for me. But now with Dolores, it's been like, I don't have to be on, like all the time, to look interesting for people. And I used to be very on. And I'm like, me cansé. I'm good. I can just be myself and it's okay. That's one thing that the directors asked me. Because it's very easy to play another character. Like, I can be whatever. I can do whatever I want to do and like be whatever character I want to imagine. But then they were like, just be yourself. I'm like, okay, like, what part of myself? Like the one that's like happy or like the sad one? I don't know. Okay. Can you come back in like 5 minutes when I figure myself out? I mean, I haven't done it in like 40 years, but I guess I can do it in 5 minutes. So it was nice. It was nice to figure out that being yourself is beautiful. And I think that what Dolores and what Encanto is about embracing who we are, with our faults, with our imperfections, with our eccentricities. We are beautiful. And I feel like when you come to a con, you get to see each other as you are. You love to lose yourself in your characters, but you're also beautiful because regardless of what character you may be playing today or yesterday, you know, you have this love of magic. And I think that we all have a little magic that we can share with each other. Thank you. All right. Any other questions? All right. side, right here in front. I heard that.
How much leeway were you given when you try to interpret your character? Did the director give you a lot of direction, or did you, how much did you yourself put into your character?
When you go into recording, they are very nice about, you know, letting yourself bring you into the script, which is wonderful. The script is already really, really well written. And honestly, it was beautiful whenever they had to have like a revision. Like there was like 3 words changed. We're gonna do another session. And I'm like, yes! But it's beautiful because they did. Like if I wanted to do something very exaggerated, I could give it a shot and give it a go and record that. And if I wanted to do it in a couple different versions or ways, they would allow that. And they would give great direction. I mean, Byron Howard and Jared Bush were so good. And I got to deal a lot more with Jared Bush than Byron Howard, but I love them both so much because whenever I got to have them all in the room together, like when we did, I think it was We Don't Talk About Bruno, they were all there. But it was so nice because each one of them has a vision, like they know what it is. Like when we did the squeak, they were like, we want to give Dolores something distinctive and we're thinking, you know, a little sound like a squeak. And so I was just like trying stuff into the microphone. And I always remember my mom and my dad, whenever my dad says something that is not quite real or true, my mom would go, just that, Wouldn't say anything else, so I knew, yeah, Daddy's lying. He's bending the truth. That didn't really happen, but we don't say anything. So I thought, if I did it as a character, it would sound like, and that's where it is. And then that's what I did for like 10 minutes. I just did. And then I was like, I don't know when to stop. Are we done? Keep going. Longer? So yes. And then it became part of our conversation because I didn't even know what they were doing. You know, whenever we record, they go back with all the things that you've done, and then they feel what is right for the character. But when I finally got to preview that movie with everybody of the cast, I cried so hard because I couldn't believe the masterpiece they had put together. I mean, I could believe it because it is Disney, and they're amazing, but to never have been in a room. You know, like when you see the behind the scenes of like Frozen, and they're like, some things never change. Okay, you're gonna do the harmony? Oh, it's beautiful, you know what I mean? And you're like, yes, I would have loved to be there. So I'm going around it. Yes, I would have loved to have that experience of being in the booth and being able to feel, you know, out like Kristen Bell did. But that wasn't the opportunity that we had. But then when I heard it and finally saw the work, it was like we were always together. So they are truly visionaries at what they do. Any last? Yes, right over here. Okay. I'm glad. Hey, you guys talked to me yesterday. I know you have some great questions. All right, here we go.
Okay, so when filming, which cast member did you have the most relationship with?
All right, well, I actually got a really nice relationship with Jessica Darrow, which is Lisa. And she is hilarious. Oh my goodness. If you guys have not checked out her TikTok, it's super funny. She is one. And then also Robbie, who plays Antonio. It's like my little brother. He is so cool, and so is his mom. Thank you. It's a great question. Actually, for the Oscars, I told his mom, I'm like, I'm gonna take care of him, don't worry. So I walk up to the press people and be like, hi, this is my little brother. We're in a film together. Let's talk in the microphone and act like real people. Yeah! So, yeah, you'll see me walking around. I was like, whatever, I have a child with me, respect the child. We had a lot of fun. I just, you know, I take it in strides. I love it. I have a lot of fun, and so we got to do a ton of interviews together. All right. So I told you there was gonna be a one. Sing along! Who's gonna sing We Don't Talk About Bruno with me? Yes, I heard a woo! Woo!
over there.
Okay, so I gotta hear you singing it nice and loud. Are you ready to sing it with me? We don't have to do the whole thing. I promise. Or maybe we do. Or maybe we don't. Come on, let's sing. All right, are you ready? We're gonna take it from the We Don't Talk About Bruno. Are you ready? Let's sing it. We don't talk about Bruno. Oh, I got some theater people in here. We don't talk about Bruno. But it was fun. It was fun. We were getting ready. It wasn't a cloud in the sky. No clouds allowed. Bruno walks in
with a mischievous grin.
Thunder.
You tell the
Story or reminds.
I'm sorry, you can go on.
Bruno says it looks like rain. Why do you tell us in doing so?
It was my brain.
Well, I get the umbrella, married in a hurricane. What a joyous day, but anyway.
We don't talk about Bruno, no, no, no.
We don't talk about Bruno. Hey, Bruno living fear, Bruno stuttering and stumbling. I can always hear him sort of muttering and mumbling. It's a thing with the sound of falling sand. Shh, shh, shh. It's a heavy lip with the gift so humbling. Always left the abuela and the family fumbling, grappling with prophecies they couldn't understand. Do you understand? 7-foot frame, right
on his back.
when he calls your name, it all fades in black. Yeah, he sees your dreams and feasts on your screams. We don't talk about Bruno, no. We don't talk about Bruno. Now what did he say? He told me my fish would die the next day, dead. He told me I'd grow a gut, and just like he said that all my hair would disappear. Look in my head. Your fate is sealed when your prophecy is read. He told me that
My dreams would be promised and someday be.
oh, you gotta stand up for this. Come on, Isabela. He told
me that my powers would grow like the grapes that
thrive on the vine. He told me that the man of my dreams would be just out of reach, betrothed to another. It's like I hear him now. It's like I can hear him now. I can hear him now. Oh, Bruno. Yeah, about that Bruno. I really need to know about Bruno. Give me the truth and the whole truth, Bruno. Oh my goodness, you guys, this was awesome. Thank you so much for coming. Isabela, thank you again for joining. And all of you for singing. I will be downstairs signing autographs. Thank you so much. Bye, you guys.